Hello, an insurance bill is coming up in Parliament this time. The bill is to raise the FDI in companies to 100%. But there's a good time to talk about another FDI, which is fed up of insurance. And this is what we shall be looking at in this edition of On Point. As a maverick observer of the Indian economy, take the trips to explore aspects of the economy. I know lots of you join me in this venture. It gives both of us pleasure to know that a new episode is coming up. But the best way to do it is to ring or rather tap on the bell icon on the YouTube channel. That will tell you that a new episode is up. And now, on with our story. There was a gruesome news this week. The CEO of the largest health insurer in New York, in America, was shot dead. The reasons possibly a disgruntled claimant. Health insurance is creating problems across the world. And in India, the landscape of health insurance is not looking happy at all. What's the problem? First is the problem of premium. And let me take out some data here. Then we'll look at the case, which is what concerns people. But before that, look at this data. It shows that leaving out the public sector insurance companies, all the other companies' claims ratio are held down, and particularly the standalone health insurers' percentage of claims paid out. This is, of course, the data for 22-23 because the latest data hasn't yet come, but that data will not particularly change, shows that claims paid out as a percentage of the total premium collected is not very happy looking one. It's coming down to less than 60% for at least 3 of them. And that is something for alarm. But let's look at the premium first. What does the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India say about health insurance premiums? Well, what it says is that as per the circular of 20th March 2024 and the Master Circular on Insurance Products Regulation, it says health insurance premiums should not be exorbitantly high. So the premium rates, and I quoting here, the premium rate should be fair and not excessive and also provide value for money. Also, the insurers, when they renew the policy, the health policy, they're supposed to give an offer to the insured that do you want, if it's been a claim-free year, do you want the no-claim bonus to be added to your sum insured, or do you want a reduction in the premium? I don't think ever you or me, ever anybody got that line from the insurance agent. They gloss over it. And because of that premium, questions are being raised in even Parliament. There's a Parliament reply here. You can see it here, for which the question was that are insurance companies putting too much money into real estate investment trusts? Now, the data that the Parliament, the Ministry of Finance showed is clear that insurance companies are not doing so. They have a headroom of something like going up to 3% of the total premium. The amount that they've paid the amount they've invested in real estate has been less than 3%. So we can take it out. But the very fact that this question is getting asked shows disquiet is building up. So claims, as the data that we showed right at the beginning is clear, claims are not getting paid adequately. One of the reasons, and that's a very valid reason, is that expenses of the insurance companies are rising because of their management expense. It's gone up to something like 37%. That is the headroom that the regulator allows. But that definitely means that out of every 100 rupee, they have less than 60% effectively to pay out as claims. A difficult position. And that is why you are finding that the clamor or rather the demand for FDI has risen. Why? Because many of these insurance companies don't have adequate capital. If they don't have adequate capital, they will need capital from somewhere else, which is the room for them from abroad. Now, there are other issues there about what will happen, whether the FDI will really go up to 100% in terms of actual utilization. We'll talk to that later. We'll talk about that some other day. But let's talk about something else that's happening. Well, insurance companies, as we have seen, are not definitely playing fair and square. Something else is also happening on the other side. The hospitals. The claims that is coming from the hospitals, from the 60,000 odd hospitals, are not adding up, literally. This year, the government has set up the National Health Claims Exchange. It's a great platform. What is this platform supposed to do? It brings health insurance companies, any other companies, third-party administrators, insured like you and me, and the hospitals onto the same platform to show data about claims. So essentially, it means that you and I, we can go onto that platform and look at what's happening to our claims. It's a great way. It's a transparent way to understand what is the problem or what are the advantages or what is basically the status of my claim. Well, as of date, there are 34 insurance companies that have onboarded that platform. There are third-party administrators which have onboarded that platform. And how many hospitals? Zero. None. There are about 300 or so who have shown the intention. They are not there on the platform, which means that the platform is not functioning. Why is it not functioning? Because, and that's another data, the health insurance cost, or rather the hospitalization costs, the hospital inflation, which these companies are claiming, is apparently rising by more than 10% every year. In fact, last year, they've claimed 14% rise. So, which means that when you or I go for a medical treatment this year, next year the price will rise by 14%. Obviously, insurance companies, with their reducing headroom, will be even more reluctant to pay that out. The result? Well, let's look at one more time at that shot in New York. As I said, health insurance needs to expand in India. India is one of the least penetrated market for health insurance. NSSO data says just about 25% of Indians know or have access to health insurance. That picture needs to change. And that means that there is a lot of work ahead. That's all from this edition of On Point. For a detailed description of what we discussed here, please visit my Substack. The link is in the description below. Thank you.